Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. Today I got a bunch of kind of chores to do here with the exotic plants that we have. As you can see, this is most of them. We do have a bunch inside as well, but we got to bring them inside because last night we came very close to freezing out here, so I already had put them in the garage here at my in-laws, and I just brought them back out so I can clean them now because I didn't have time yesterday. But you can see there's just kind of dirt and mud and everything from the rain splashing all the soil around them all through the summer. And I gotta repot some of them into bigger pots, and I also brought over a bunch of mulch that was left over, so I'm gonna put some of that around the base of some of these bigger trees and stuff. Try to mulch everything so we don't have to worry about them drying out so much inside the house, because we are heating already. Last night was very cold. I think it was down to like right around freezing. There was definitely frost on the window when we looked out the kitchen this morning. So yeah, got a lot of work. I got to clean these all up and repot a bunch of stuff. Just very quickly kind of show you guys some of the things. This is a mandarin. Our pineapple survived here. Bunch of lychees down there. The carob tree my wife planted. We got kumquat trees, little ones. Got a flower in there kind of randomly. Got the pomegranates here. This one and this one. There's a really big one inside. There's an avocado back here. This one's a mango. More lychee in the back there. These two guys in the back are Mandarin trees as well. These had huge growth this year. They did really well. This whole branch is completely new growth this summer. So this whole thing from here all the way up to here is all new growth. This is all new growth. Most of that is new growth. Most of this is all new growth. Here, this is new growth at the end. This one is my favorite probably out of all the ones that I have. This was the very first citrus that I planted from seed, and it's doing just wonderful. Tons of new growth on this, looking really healthy, looking great. Another avocado that we planted from seed here. Lots of stuff. So yeah, time to get to work, clean off all this mud, and then I gotta truck them upstairs and make some room, because we're gonna pretty much make a jungle out of one of the little rooms, and I'm gonna have to put up with some space consolidation constraints. Let's get to work. Alright, so got most of the plants done now. I still have a few of the starfruit left, and I still need to transplant some of the avocados, but I got most of the plants inside already. Got a couple more like small little kumquats and a few other little things outside. So I've been bringing those in and out into like the garage overnight. It has been getting right around to freezing, or even slightly dipped below a couple nights ago. But you can see that the plants are looking great. I've got everything mulched now, so that's coming really handy. Hopefully it's going to help them winter, get through the winter a little bit easier than last year. I was having trouble with especially the starfruit. They were like really drying out and not looking healthy, and the citrus seemed to manage pretty okay, but I think they're going to do even better now with the mulch, and then I won't have to water them as often. And I know they don't like kind of sitting in water, especially the citrus. I think they don't like having wet feet, so it's good if you can kind of avoid overwatering them, and of course washing out the nutrients as well. So like this, the wood bits are going to be breaking down over time and kind of like sending down nutrients and fertilizing the soil in the pots. So you can see that these are actually quite big now. The mandarins, they're looking great. I've got the original mangoes that I had planted. This is one of them. It's finally starting to put out some new leaves. I don't know what was wrong with this, but like it's finally kind of coming around. This one I planted much later, which I showed you guys in my how to plant mango. Oh no, sorry. This is the other original one. Sorry, this is the other original one. The one that I planted for you guys, where I showed you the video, that's this one. So this one's probably looking the healthiest out of all of them, I think. This one's very nice, has a lot of new growth still coming out, and it's branched off nicely all by itself. I have not pruned this at all, so this is looking quite good. I think this actually may have happened after a bit of a chill. Got it kind of early in the spring, and it seemed to have dried out a little bit, and then all of a sudden it started putting out these other branches, and now it's looking great. You know, this is a lychee here, looking really nice. I'm trying to remember if that's the one I got from my brother. I think this is the first one I had. This is the one from my brother. I got our lemon tree back here, kumquat, another lychee, got more lychee up here. Let me try and get a chair, hold on. I'll show you guys up there, and then yeah, another kumquat back there. That's the carob tree that my wife planted from seed, so that's really cool. Let me show you guys at the top here. This is one of the pomegranates. You can see it's starting to yellow, and I checked the soil. It was definitely not too dry, not too wet. In fact, I actually just watered it. I thought maybe I was overwatering and that's why I was turning yellow, but I suspect it might actually be dropping its leaves because it's going to be fall time. But the thing that's interesting to me is that this one was inside the whole time, the whole summer. It was in this windowsill here. So it's a little bit odd, and the ones that were outside are still pretty green, like you can see here, this one, and this one. This is probably the nicest one out of all of them. It's gotten very bushy and has very good strong leaves, has a very thick base. You can see it, it's really nice. I mean, this one's pretty solid too. It's nice, but yeah, I don't know. I have to look that up. I think they may be. I think the right word is deciduous. That's when they drop their leaves, I think. I got to look that up so I don't tell you guys the wrong thing. But yeah, I think maybe it's like it knows it's fall time. I don't know. And then we'll see how it handles the dryness of the winter heat here. So we'll see. I don't know. Got a couple more kumquats here in the back, this guy and that guy. This is one of the avocados. I got to get a bigger pot for this thing. It's massive. And I still have 2 avocados downstairs. So I'm going to have to replant those still. Probably have to put them on the floor afterward, because if I put that in a bigger pot, it's going to like reach all the way to the ceiling pretty much. So yeah, darkened up the room here a little bit, but it's not so bad. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be a fun time keeping these alive over the winter, and hopefully they do all survive, and then who knows what the future brings. As I've told you guys many times before, my ultimate dream is to have a really good, like decent sized greenhouse or a walipini, and that's where I would love to plant these into the ground and get like some massive like exotic fruit production for us. So yeah, we'll see. Alright, let me show you guys the starfruit next. Alright, so I got all the starfruit kind of together on this other bench here, this other closet or whatever this is, and I still need to do a ton of work. I'm going to get rid of all of these little weeds or growth on here. They shoot seeds all over the place when you touch them. They like explode like you just heard, and shoots these little tiny seeds everywhere, and then they grow onto everything. So I'm going to get rid of these. At first I was like, oh, it's a nice little companion plant or something, but I think it really is like stunting their growth. When I've replanted some of the kumquats now, you can see some of the seeds on my hands. They really were kind of like root bound in there. Like this thing is very aggressive growing, and it just grows all over into the whole thing. So when I've been repotting everything, I've been taking all of this out, and then I've been mulching it. So we'll see what I can do. I don't even know where I'm going to put some of these after I repot them, because they're going to be in even bigger pots. Some of these have grown very nicely. It's funny because the nicest ones are the ones that got planted later. So this one is one of the nicest ones, and it's got a really decent stem. It's looking really good. This one actually got planted about a year after these guys. This guy and this guy back here were the original ones that I had from like 2 years ago, or close to 2 years ago. I think it's going to be 2 years this winter. And yeah, and even this, this one got planted later, and it's very nice. I don't think it's quite as nice as this guy over here, but it's still really nice, and a very decent stem on it, and a good trunk here, I should say. And I don't know, I got to plant this into a bigger pot too. This is a really small one. So yeah, some more work to do, but I'm gonna end it here. And yeah, if you guys are interested in how I grew these, I have videos for all of them, pretty much about how to grow the kumquats, how to grow the starfruit, how to do the lychee. I've got separate videos, so I'm going to just link those in the description. If you're interested, check those out. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see updates, you know, regularly on these in the future. Especially, like, I would really love to have these growing in a greenhouse, like I said. And if they can actually, you know, bear fruit for us, that would be amazing. But even as just houseplants, they're quite lovely to look at. They're very beautiful, and I'm sure they produce a lot of oxygen for us here in the house. So it's a good trade-off, I would say, for losing a little bit of space in the wintertime. Anyway, let me know what you guys are growing this winter, and how you manage to kind of keep your exotic plants alive. I had some good suggestions last winter. People told me to try to keep them moist. I'm trying to keep them away from all kind of heat sources right now. The one in the other room is right by a radiator, but we've got it turned down to almost nothing. So that should help a lot. And if they start getting really dried out, I'm going to try, you know, using like a spray bottle on them occasionally. And then also what people recommended was to put it in some kind of like almost like a greenhouse enclosure, just like a clear plastic, you know, thing. I think Swag Vegan just got like a little greenhouse recently, so maybe I'll try to get something like that. But the problem is I have kind of too many of these now, where I would need to get several of those and to get them all to fit. So I think really that's just not very practical for me. I think I'll just kind of try this and, you know, use the spray bottle if needed, and hopefully they all survive at least, and then they can, you know, start thriving again next summer, and yeah, and then, you know, eventually in the greenhouse. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. See you soon, and thanks everybody for your support. Bye.